guys, it's Teacher Melinda here, and I just wanted to pop in after class and share with you my first time experience. So today I, for the very first time, taught 3 classes back to back, and I hated it. Will I do it again? Absolutely, because I need to learn how to do it. I can't even tell you what happened. Well, I can tell you what happened, but I can't tell you where everything went wrong. So I had a 9 o'clock class scheduled. I've shared with you before how I schedule myself every other half hour. And so that gives me a half hour in between to do whatever it is that I need to do for me, not only like personally, like for me, but, I just feel like, wrapping up loose ends from another class. I get to swap out my stuff, that kind of thing, really like prep my mind. So I had a class scheduled. I had 2 classes scheduled. I had a 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock scheduled. My 8 o'clock got canceled. This was like maybe a couple of days ago. I noticed that the 8 o'clock got canceled. So I was like, okay, I had nothing else on the books. Like nobody else booked me. So, I mean, I left it open, but, and last night I made sure to turn it on the 24 hours. That was it, right? So I go along with my day, and I was also, I'm part of the trial group for substitute teaching, or however that's working. So I knew that I had my standard, like my regular class at 9. And then I knew that I had my substitute position at 8:30. So I said, okay, worst case scenario, I'll just have, my 8:30, take that. If they book me, if they use me, if they use me as a sub at 8:30, then I'll have that class. And then I'll go right into my repeat student at 9 o'clock. No big deal. Whew. So I get home and notice that there is someone who has booked my 8 o'clock. So now I'm looking at 8, possibly 8:30, definite 9. So definite 8, possible 8:30, definite 9. I feel like we playing spades. So, okay, I'm all prepped. I go through all the information. I'm like, looks fine, looks easy. Another like youngish kid, around the same age as the one that I have at 9. That's one of my recurring students. So I'm like, okay, I kind of see where this is going to go. I'm all for it. And then I don't know what happened. We started class on time. Everything was fine. And then something happened where like I couldn't come out of the classroom, and then I couldn't get into the next classroom. And so while I was teaching my 8 o'clock class, it pings in to say that they have booked me for a substitute position. So now I'm like, oh, so we're like talking last minute substitute position. So, okay, trying to transition between the two, it just like something was messing up, which caused me to be, like a minute late. I think like 30 seconds to a minute late going into the substitute position, which I hated because I'm like, you were booked for whomever else and your class got canceled and you're waiting for your sub. So get in there, teaching. Everything went fine. I felt like he had a million slides. Like, I don't know. It was just a lot. And then the same thing happened, like leaving out of there and trying to get into the next class, which caused me to be late. Like by the time I finished all 3 of my classes, I was like, dear God, how do you ladies do it? And gentlemen, those of you that consistently do it back to back to back. So, yeah, that was my first experience with teaching back-to-back classes. The subbing thing was a little bit hard because there, like I said, there was no time to prepare, to go over, to look at. So you're really talking about like on the fly, you know, running through all of that stuff. So, it seemed to be like a slightly higher level kid, but not a whole lot higher level. So still pretty low, still had to do a lot of repetition and things like that. But he was able to read some sentences, but couldn't read others. And it was just a lot. So, I just caution you to that. If you are super new, I mean, I don't feel like I'm super new, but I knew that there was a reason I was keeping that half-hour space in between. And now I know why. That, you know, take your time with building up your classes, and doing back-to-back scheduling. Because for somebody who's experienced, as you know, I have elementary ed experience. So this is not new to me, but even with having experience and working with kids and stuff, I mean, you're working with technology. And so, you know, that still kind of gives me a little bit of a concern moving forward. But I just figure those are the things that I can't do anything about. I can't fix the technology. Like if something's not working, or if it's delaying, or if it says it's loading and it's just like, and it's not going anywhere, and then you kind of have to like refresh and start it over. Those things are going to happen, and sometimes you're just going to be off a little bit, and, you know, give yourself some grace for that. But there are some things that are legitimately out of your control. Whew. So I look forward to doing all of this again next week because I am on the sub schedule again for next Friday and Saturday, at that same like 8:30 time slot, which means if I have any bookings at 8 and at 9, then I'm just going to be getting a lot of practice. But I just wanted to share, because share with you is only fair. I don't want you to think that everything is just all roses and everything goes perfectly right in the beginning and right in everything. Like, stuff is going to go wrong sometimes, and you just got to pop on, get in that screen, get in that classroom, and do what you can do. And thankfully, I had some really great parents today. Thankfully, I had some awesome kids today. And, you know, my nerves were crazy, but it's a learning experience, and I'll just take it with me into next weekend. And hopefully things will happen a little bit smoother, a little bit better. And we'll see what happens. I don't know, guys. I don't know. So just wanted to share that with you. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below in the comment section. Also, subscribe. I don't have all the fancy buttons and everything, so just find the subscribe button and subscribe. Feel free to watch the other videos that I have on backgrounds, easy backgrounds, and how are the kids, and my advice for passing your practicums and your interviews and your mock classes and all that kind of stuff, whatever. It's like 5 videos in total. So watch them, talk back to me. You got ideas, you got thoughts. Have you had similar experiences with the system kind of being a little bit slow for you? Yeah, that's it, guys. So it's late. Until next time, guys. See you next time. I'm tired. Today wore me out. I'm tired. Bye.